be formless, shapeless, like water. Now, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. Now, water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Whatever the dollar you murder for, is that the one fighting for you?
Way of the Warrior.
It is Way of the Warrior. Eric O'Brien, along with Paul Cicchini, Sean Desai, and Ken Evans, breaking down everything in the world of mixed martial arts, bringing you the Count. Michael Bisping joins us right now. Michael, what's going on?
Hey, Eric.
How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic. How are you?
I am wonderful. So thankful to have you on the show. I want to start off by saying, what the hell does a guy have to do around here to get a title shot?
Jesus Christ, I know. What the hell, right? I know. I mean, I've been doing this since 2005 in the UFC. Still haven't got one yet. I mean, you've got bums like Patrick Cortez and Tally's Lighties that have had title shots. Who knows? Hopefully I'll get one soon.
Well, because we've been watching you since The Ultimate Fighter, and you were the standout star from that show, and you've evolved and evolved and evolved. You made Chael Sonnen look terrible in that fight, and he gets a title shot. And then here we're sitting, and you talked about it this week, that now you may have to wait, because if Anderson goes to fight GSP, you know, you're going to have to wait around again.
I know, it's very frustrating. You know, when I first signed this fight with Brian Stann, Joe Silver, the matchmaker at the UFC, actually said, listen, you do a good job on this guy, you'll get a title shot. But obviously since then, now there's talk of GSP and Anderson Silva. So yeah, you're right, it's very frustrating, you know, but my time will come. You know, I just keep doing what I do, you know, and it'll come. I'm sure it will. I'm destined to be world champion. I know it sounds cheesy and all the rest of it, but this is what I do. It's what I'm dedicating my life to, and I ain't going nowhere. And you know, as I say, I'll keep plugging away. I'll keep training hard, and when the time comes, I'll be ready.
Look, Michael, if you get in this business and you don't want a belt around your waist, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Listen, I love what I do. It provides my family and myself with a great lifestyle and all the rest of it. But when I'm done, when I'm retired, whenever that may be, if you know, if it came down to it, and I said, yeah, you know, I fought in the UFC for 10 years or whatever, I didn't get a title shot, and I never fought Anderson Silva, you know, that'd be a failure as a career in my eyes. You know, I mean, it just wouldn't cut it. You know, I'd be devastated. So yeah, I want to be the champ. I want to be world champion, definitely.
And before you get that shot, you've got to go through Brian Stann, September 22nd. Let's talk about this fight, because on paper, yes, he has a really powerful right hand, but outside of that, you seem like far and away the better striker. His jiu-jitsu seems lackluster at best. What do you think is going to happen in this fight? Do you want to wear him out, or do you want to end this one quickly?
Well, listen, you know, we all want to go out there and knock somebody out in the first minute, of course, get on the highlight reel, and I'd like to do that, you know, but am I going to be able to do that? I mean, we'll find out next week. Brian Stann hits hard, he's a good striker, he's not the most technically amazing striker, but he does the basics, he does them well, and he hits hard, so, you know, on top of that, he's a very physically strong guy. By all accounts, Chael told a friend of mine that he was amazed at how strong he was. So he's very, very strong. He's got an iron will, and he wants to win. You know, he's got a lot of confidence. He's knocked people out before, so it's going to be tough. But I agree with what you said. I think technically I'm far the better fighter. I've got better striking, I've got better jiu-jitsu, better wrestling, and I've got more experience. But you know, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. I'm expecting a tough fight. I'm prepared for a tough fight. But, you know, I'm going to go out there and push the pace right from the start. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there, get in his face, fight hard, and, you know, I believe I'm going to win. I'm very, very confident. I'm not just saying it to sell the fight. I 100% believe I'm going to win this fight.
And, Michael, I was not saying it to be disrespectful to Brian Stann at all. He's a great friend of the show and a great champ in the UFC, of a guy who people really, really love to get behind. But when you look on paper and you watch your two fights, your fight against Chael Sonnen, if you just do MMA math, your fight against Chael Sonnen, his fight against Chael Sonnen, you can kind of see where all the holes are.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right, and I'd be lying if I said I haven't thought that myself. But the thing is, styles make fights, you know, and what Chael Sonnen did, he went out there and completely wrestled Brian Stann to death. Now, my wrestling is better than Brian Stann's, no question, but am I a silver medal at the Olympic caliber wrestler that Chael Sonnen is. No, I'm not. So can I execute the game plan that Chael Sonnen did? Maybe I can, but probably not quite as effectively as he did. So the fight's going to play out a little differently. I'm expecting we're going to have to trade a lot more punches than what Chael Sonnen did. Chael Sonnen, like always, hugged the man to death. He just wanted to cuddle him all night. He just closed the distance and put his arms around him. I'm starting to question whether or not Chael Sonnen's a bit of a queer, but I'm going to have to go out there. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to punch him in the face. When you do that, anything can happen. Either he's getting knocked out or I'm getting knocked out, and I'm pretty confident he's getting knocked out.
Well, Michael, when you do that and you go out and you do it, as you call it, the old-fashioned way, better strikers will always tell you that the fight seems to slow down for them and they see the holes bigger than the guy that's trying to swing for the fences. Is that a true statement?
Oh, 100%, 100%, and that's something I've done effectively throughout my career. I mean, I always come in great shape, and and as do they. And the fight starts, and you fight at a fast pace, and then they start tiring, and they start looking for the big punch, and you can see them coming a mile away, and then they start slowing down, and they start making mistakes. And when they start making those mistakes, that's when I capitalise on them, and I start tearing away and winning the fight and eventually putting them away. If you're looking for that big knockout punch, you'll struggle to find it. You've just got to let your punches go, and you just got to let them go. You're not going to look for the knockout is the key, and it'll come, hopefully.
Michael Bisping joining us, UFC 152. It is September 22nd on pay-per-view. One last question before I let you go. You win this fight, and Anderson moves to GSP. Any chance you steal a page from Rashad and maybe go up to 205?
It's funny, a lot of people have been asking me that question recently, and I fought at 205. My record there was 15-1, and 14 of those wins were by stoppage. So I was successful at light heavyweight, but I'll be honest, right now I feel that my body is I'm more suited to middleweight, but I would like to fight at 205 again someday. I'm firmly focused on the middleweight division right now, though. But fighting at 205 is something that does interest me, and perhaps in a year or two I'll entertain that idea. But right now, the middleweight title is what I'm dreaming of.
All right, my friend, go get it. UFC 152 on pay-per-view. Do not miss it. Brian Stann, Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping, have a wonderful weekend. We look forward to seeing you back in the octagon.
Thank you.
And when we come back, let's break down a little MMA news. Paul Cicchini is in with everything that is late-breaking in the world of mixed martial arts. Way of the Warrior on Twitter and Facebook. Just search WOW Show.